now gives me great pleasure to ask Her Excellency, Patron of Keep Australia Beautiful, to open our proceedings today.
Thank you. Well, it is indeed a great pleasure to be here today, and haven't we come on a beautiful day when we can actually enjoy these surroundings? I'd like to acknowledge a few people. Mr. Michael Aspinall, Chairman, Keep Australia Beautiful WA, the Honourable Stephen Dawson, MLC, Minister for Environment, Ms. Jennifer Bloom, Deputy Chair, Waste Authority, partner and sponsor representatives, Tidy Town entrants and guests, distinguished guests all. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Noongar people, and pay my respects to their elders past and present. As patron of Keep Australia Beautiful Council WA and a passionate advocate for the conservation of our natural environment, I'm pleased to join you today to shine a light on the many community members around Western Australia who've undertaken projects nominated for Keep Australia Beautiful's Tidy Towns Sustainable Communities Award. I see that a diverse range of West Australian communities are represented in the finalist groups, including a number that I've had the pleasure of visiting in an official capacity, such as Albany, Port Hedland, Kalgoorlie, Boulder and Wickham. I offer my congratulations to all here for the community pride you've demonstrated by working together on issues such as waste management, energy, water conservation, heritage protection, litter prevention and engaging youth in your communities. I'm told that according to your submissions, over 7,600 Tidy Town volunteers contributed over 82,000 hours on protecting our cultural and natural environment for future generations. Thank you for your outstanding contribution. And you're not alone. According to a Volunteering WA report released in 2015, 4 out of 5 WA residents volunteer either formally or informally. And in total, volunteers contribute a staggering $39 billion to the economy throughout Western Australia. Without volunteers, the delivery of vital services sometimes just couldn't happen. Local government shires and community resource centres are recognised through these regional awards. They are commended for leading projects and for enabling volunteers to connect and engage with local projects and initiatives. Today's award presentation provides a wonderful opportunity to recognise, encourage and inspire each other to continue to take action and be at the centre of social change. Tidy Towns acknowledges regional communities who foster sustainable behaviours. Your community's vibrancy is greatly enhanced by mentoring youth, engaging with schools about sustainability and community projects, and including all levels in the community. Peter Kenyon, Western Australia's Senior Australian of the Year for 2017, is an expert in regional and sustainable development, and I look forward to hearing his thoughts later. Greenbushes was a national finalist and represented Western Australia at the National Tidy Towns Awards in Tasmania in May this year. Greenbushes can be proud to have been awarded the Community Action and Wellbeing Award, as well as being highly commended in 4 other categories. I understand that their sense of inclusion and forward planning to create a sustainable community is an overarching feature of Greenbushes, with 424 volunteers out of a population of 600 working on projects, and that is an incredible effort. I would like to once again congratulate every community involved in Tidy Towns 2017 for your hard work, motivation and commitment. You're working within your towns to make sustainable living choices, and in doing so, you are keeping your regional community very vibrant. I acknowledge and thank the Keep Australia Beautiful Council WA for its ongoing leadership in recognising and supporting Western Australia's leading sustainable communities. I'd like to close with a quote from author Grace Lee Boggs, and she said, "We can begin by doing small things at the local level, like planting community gardens or looking out for our neighbours. That is how change takes place in living systems, not from above but from within, from many local actions occurring simultaneously. I'm pleased to officially open proceedings today, and good luck to all the finalists. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I now invite Michael Aspinall, Chairman of the Keep Australia Beautiful Council, to come forward.
Thank you, Mary. Your Excellency, the Honourable Kerry Sanders AC, Governor of Western Australia and Patron of KBC. Honourable Stephen Dawson, Minister for the Environment, and Peter Kenyon, WA Senior of the Year. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you to Keep Australia Beautiful Tidy Towns Sustainable Communities State Awards for 2017. I also would like to show my respects and acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land and the elders past and present on which this event takes place. The Tidy Town name is synonymous with community pride, cohesion and community action. The awards encourage, motivate and celebrate the achievements of grassroots regional communities across our state, bringing together local government communities in a united goal. It's a pleasure to be here with some of the most distinguished, passionate and enthusiastic people in WA who care about their communities. The mission of Keep Australia Beautiful Council is to change the behaviour of people so that they have a litter-free state and environment. We do this through education, intervention and enforcement. Tidy Town community encourages everyone, businesses, local government, individuals and tourists to take responsibility for their litter and waste management. Towns that create environments that are free from litter reinforce the anti-litter message. A few of the key priorities areas that KBC is currently concentrating on is roadside litter, working more closely with state and local governments, and ongoing awareness and behaviour change programmes. KBC is, as I am sure you are, encouraged by the state government's actions in introducing container deposit scheme and a ban on plastic bags. And I thank you for that, Minister. KB is striving to influence behaviour and prevent rubbish being littered in the first place. During Keep Australia Beautiful Week in August, the campaign, "If you leave litter, you are rubbish," was launched. This campaign focused on community littered items, cigarette butts, takeaway food and beverage container, which make up 61% of the littered items across the state. I am aware that there are many communities here today who voluntarily conduct their pickups and have implemented voluntary recycling operations for which they are to be commended. For the Tidy Town Awards today, one project in each of the 7 categories per entrant was assessed by judges, although many of you had numerous projects in each of the categories. I have heard that the judges had a difficult decision to make due to the diversity of both projects and communities. And remember that not only are you all winners, but the environment is a winner due to your combined efforts. I would like to acknowledge our sponsors and partners who have contributed the ongoing success to this regional programme. I believe some of you have flown up on our sponsored flights, and we will be enjoying the chocolates from one of our sponsors later. I would like to thank KAB Council members for their own voluntary work and the commitment to guiding KEBC in WA. And I think there's a number of them that certainly, I think they're all here today. Jeanette Keating, Nola Green, Jeff Anderson, Ken Parker, Malcolm Jenkins, Howard Flinders and Michael Tuffin. Finally, to the management of KBC, Jenny Anderson and her staff, Shirley Brindle for all the work that she's done in Tidy Towns today and for all the work she's done to put on this show for everybody. In this case, I'd like to thank you all very much for all the hard work you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Could Litter legend Michael Philby, Walpole resident, come to the stage?
I'd like to acknowledge the Governor, the Minister, our Chairman, and everybody else in this room. To anyone that's heard me speak before, I apologise for any repetition, but you'll know that I base my thinking on Carl Sagan and his pale blue dot. He would say we're living on the planet, one of 8 or 9 orbiting the Sun. The Sun is one of 100,000 million other stars in our galaxy, and there's another 100,000 million other galaxies in the known universe. This is enormous. We're travelling at just under 110,000 kilometres an hour through space relative to the Sun. That's extremely fast. So what are we? We are a little rock lost in space, travelling at great speed. And yet we, humanity, are fouling our nest. Our oceans, our highways are drowning in litter. It is stupidity. I know there's no one in this room today that would consciously litter. More than that, I think we're all prepared to reach down and remove someone else's. That's a very simple, straightforward act. Yet it's very, very profound. We're taking responsibility for other people's negligence and abuse of this planet. Dame Phyllis Frost founded Keep Australia Beautiful around 1960. Her core value was litter prevention. If she was here today, she'd shake the hand of every single person here who's picked up just one piece of litter, because by that simple act, you've made this country a better place. And we are, all of us here today, Keep Australia Beautiful. I'd like to take this opportunity to invite one person from each town, from one town, who's picked up one piece of litter, to come up, join me here on the podium for a group photograph of the power of one. Excellent, Nolan. Well done. Come on, David. Where's David? Up you come. Now, to lead this wonderful army, I think we need a litter reporter who is now our Environment Minister. Would the Governor please come? I would like to thank Maureen Marr from Adopt a Spot, who is our coordinator, for helping organise this event. That image will be broadcast all over the world. We will make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. How impressive to see so many involved in picking up other people's litter. Could the Honourable Stephen Dawson, Minister for Environment, come back to the stage to present the first award for today, the State Environmental Sustainability Award.
Hello everybody. Nagalakadich Nunga Mort Kayan Kadak Nija Buja Wajuk. Can I too acknowledge the traditional owners of the land in which we meet today and pay my respects to their elders past and present. Can I say welcome and thank you all for being here and thank you all for the fine work you do. It's my pleasure as new Minister for Environment to be here amongst such esteemed people. So you're all very distinguished, so thank you. But can I particularly acknowledge Her Excellency, Her Excellency the Honourable Kerry Sanderson AC, Governor of Western Australia and also patron of KABC Western Australia, Councillor Michael Aspinall, Chair of KABC WA, Miss Jenny Bloom, who's the Deputy Chair of the Waste Authority in Western Australia, Jenny, Mr Peter Kennan, WA Senior of the Year, the other KABC councillors in the room, and all the Tidy Towns finalists, participants and champions from around the state. And I know you are from around the state. I see people like Kim Eckert from Kalgoorlie and Julie Arif from Hedland. You're all over the state, and so you're very welcome here this afternoon. It's great to be here today to congratulate all of the Tidy Towns finalists on the fine efforts that you have made to build a very important environmental, social and also economical job that you do throughout the state, particularly in regional communities. We are here today to celebrate the efforts and enthusiasm of all of our participants, but also all of those people who are dedicated to protecting and restoring our state's natural heritage. I'd like to commend the volunteers that we've seen on stage for their involvement and also their commitment to making a difference in this state, as well as sharing the passion that they all have for the place that they call home. Keep Australia Beautiful's Tidy Town Awards make a significant contribution to ensuring WA's environment is valued and protected for the benefit of present and future generations. It's been my pleasure over the past few months as Minister for Environment to start rolling out a range of initiatives. As Councillor Aspinall said, I'm very pleased to say that we will be banning plastic bags in this state from next year, and also that we are on the way to... Thank you. And we are on the way to the introduction of a container deposit scheme in Western Australia from early 2019. So both two small initiatives, but I think will have a great impact across the state. So I'm very proud to be the steward for those. Can I also say that we are working in collaboration with other states and territories, and so as Environment Minister I'm working with other ministers from around the country to see what other initiatives we can bring into the waste space, but also to keep our communities clean. Just seen the Mayor of Kalgoorlie-Boulder, John, welcome as well. Now, if I can move on to why I'm really here this afternoon, and that's obviously the Environmental Sustainability Award, or the Tidy Town Award for Environmental Sustainability. This award recognises a community's outstanding adaptation to environmental change. I understand that the judges assessed water, energy and conservation projects focused on implementing innovative strategies, increasing community understanding and protecting the environment. This year's nominations included a diverse range of projects, from reintroducing oysters in waterways to revegetating sites, cacti eradication and mine site rehabilitation. All projects showcase the efforts of dedicated groups and individuals in addressing local environmental issues and, most importantly, working together, each making their own community a great place to live. Can I take this opportunity as well to thank KABC WA and also all the sponsors involved in today. So now I'll pass back to Melanie to announce the 2017 finalists for the Environmental Sustainability Award.
Thank you, Stephen. Excellent. So can we please cheer for our finalists? Today our finalists are Albany, Burracup, Greenbushes, Irwin, Kalgoorlie-Boulder and Margaret River.
And the winner today is Margaret River. Congratulations, everybody.
The Shire of Augusta Margaret River is to be congratulated on its environmental strategy, sustainability advisory group, energy action plan and water conservation action. In particular, Transition Margaret River is recognised for this award today. This volunteer group is dedicated to ensuring the sustainability of Margaret River into the future. Through their many activities, including Open Gardens, Sustainable House Day and Love Where You Live Expo, they've grown to be a respected group with partnerships across community organisations, local government and education. They have had input on sustainability aspects of local developments, including the Shire's economic development strategy. Credit to the Shire for their environmental leadership and support of Transition Margaret River. Well done.
Well, thank you very much for that. I guess I've been given a few notes here that in case we manage to get a gong up here today, but some of those actually go out the door, I guess, when, we're really pleased as a council to have such terrific volunteer groups out there like Transition, and to Karen, who chairs, is sort of in Transition, and she's also the chair of our Sustainability Advisory Committee, and they're doing a terrific job out there, bringing awareness about the environment and about keeping the place clean and about the plastic bags and about all of those things. And if I can just say on the container deposit scheme that you're going to bring back in, Minister, all the sporting groups, certainly the young ones, are going to love that, because back when I was a young bloke collecting bottles back in those days, that's what sustained a lot of the volunteer groups. But yeah, look, I'm really pleased. We've got a very strong council and a very strong ethic towards the environment and towards keeping the place clean and tidy. And Australia's a beautiful country and we do all have to look after it. And as the gentleman over here said, we've all got to pick up that one piece of rubbish and look after it. And if it's somebody else dropping it, well, so be it, but pick it up and get it in the bin. So congratulations to all the hard work that goes on from all of you that put this together. And thank you all very much for the award today. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister, and congratulations, Margaret River. I now invite Laura Newell from West Australian Regional Newspapers to present the State Young Legends Award.
Thank you, Melanie, and good afternoon to you all. As an editor of the West Australian Regional Newspapers, I see firsthand the excellent work that Tidy Towns committees do around our great state. And I'm honoured to be here today to present the Tidy Towns State Young Legends Award. Keep Australia Beautiful WA first introduced this award in 2012 to provide a platform of respect and opportunity for the best ideas and sustainable actions young West Australians have to offer. And that's a lot. The award is designed to encourage Tidy Towns committees to engage more actively with young members in order to ensure the longevity of the work they do. Those who actively pursue this goal are to be congratulated for the welcoming and including young people in projects, enhancing their committee's vibrancy through mentoring youth and developing their potential. The Young Legends Award is judged on whether environmental or social achievement has come about through youth initiative or by a community that encourages and promotes youth initiatives. Judges assessing both individuals and youth groups for the award were impressed by the many outstanding young people making a difference in their communities. And now I'll hand over to Melanie to read the finalists.
Thank you, Laura. Please celebrate our finalists. We have Albany, the Cocos-Keeling Islands, Coral Bay, Waroona, West Arthur, and Yalgoo.
And the winner is Waroona.
Waroona recently saw the formation of their first ever Leos Club and has a membership base of 25 youth from ages 12 to 18. The formation of the Leos Lion Club came about after the Waroona Yarloop fires. Two eager youth took it upon themselves to go on a recruitment drive to find new members. Projects have included tree planting, wood raffles and organising busy bees for elderly residents. This club provides the youth of Waroona with the opportunity to build their leadership skills and confidence through community service, participation and positive action to help others. Well done.
Hello everyone, I'm just accepting this award on behalf of the Leos. The young people of Waroona have done a wonderful job after the fires to get together, and this is what we need in our communities, the young people to come forward and pick up that one piece of rubbish, because that's where we need to start. So thank you and congratulations to everyone else that entered into these awards, and I hope to see you all here next year. Thank you.
Congratulations, Waroona, and thank you, Laura. I now invite Peter Kenyon, WA Senior of the Year, CEO of Bank of Ideas, and with a passion for regional revitalisation to the stage. Peter is a wealth of knowledge on community engagement, and we are delighted that he is able to talk to us today.
Thank you very much for those very generous welcoming words. I can hardly wait to hear myself speak after that wonderful thing. But can I begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land and just reminding us they were ones who gave an incredible example of stewardship of our environment. And for up to 60,000 years, people have looked after this amazing continent. And I really acknowledge today's leaders and respect those past and present for their contribution. The longest continuous culture anywhere in the world. And each of us are beneficiaries of that amazing stewardship. So I acknowledge them. Secondly, can I just acknowledge the awesome Keep Australia Beautiful organisation and particularly this Tidy Towns. Why am I excited about it? Not just because they pick up litter, but you know what? They mobilise people. They remind us what many, I think, politicians, sorry Stephen, I don't include you in it, but and many within the media often want to tell us that we live in an economy. We don't, we live in community. And it seems to me that organisations and this particular initiative just reminds us of the importance of mobilising people and getting people to fall back in love with where they live and to start to rebuild this thing called community. Because you know what, it ain't what it used to be. People aren't connecting like they used to. People don't know their neighbours like they used to. You know, today only 1 in 3 people can tell you the name of their neighbours on either side of them. Only 35% of people, in fact, even trust their neighbours. Trust levels are low. Only 1 in 20 families actively get involved in their local parents and citizens group. And what that mean? 19 families bludge on 1 family to do all that work. And what I love about initiatives like Tidy Towns is it gets out there and mobilises people. It gets people excited about where they live. It taps into the fact that people do care about something, and together we can actually make a difference. And to me, I think this initiative across particularly our regional communities is so important. I'm one of those people that's a faithful, dedicated Docker football supporter. Do we have any other intelligent people in the audience? We've got a few. I need to say the last couple of years have been really tough for us. And I'm sitting there in Domain Stadium, and I go with my 21-year-old daughter, and I can remember that very last game. We went off to Melbourne, to Docklands, and watched us play Essendon, and we just lost again. And part of my role is to make sure my daughter doesn't slit her wrists at the end of it. She gets really excited about this thing. And I can remember saying to her 2 things. You know, Ellie, we didn't lose again today. We just ran out of time. Didn't seem to comfort her. But secondly, sitting here reminds me about how we treat community, where 30,000 people who need the exercise turn up to watch 36 players who don't. And it seems to me that is what's happened to community. And this is an incredible initiative that reminds people that, you know what, governments don't create community. It's not created from the top down or the outside in. It's created from the inside out. It's created when people who live in that community come together and start caring and start identifying practical things they can do. And this initiative, I think, is without doubt probably the key initiative in many of our country towns that simply mobilises that interest, that passion and that particular commitment. Thirdly, can I just acknowledge my fellow citizens? I unfortunately have been given this honour this year of the Senior Citizen of WA, or what I prefer to call the Old Buggers Award. But I need to say it has given me an incredible opportunity to go out and meet my fellow citizens and try to encourage them. And the fundamental talk I've given this year across WA is, remember the good old days? Well, we can get them back. But you know what? Stop waiting for someone else to turn up. You are the ones we've been waiting for. You have incredible skills. You've now got time on your hands. We're an incredibly blessed generation. How about we get people back engaged? And can I challenge you in your rural communities to see this group of citizens? They're amazing. You know, 1 in 10 will live to 100. And they need to kind of like be given opportunities to use those amazing skills and now the time that they've got. So again, don't ignore our citizens. They drive it. The indicators are that by 2030, the average age in the wheat belt is going to be 65 years old. And so can I remind you, this is a critical group. And boy, are they willing if they can only be engaged in proper ways. I had the privilege of being in Geraldton the other week, and there's a woman called Edna Freeman. For 38 years, she has run the Gentle Gym Club in Geraldton. You know how old she is? 99. And she's running the Gentle Gym Club in the town. Boy, it's a great indicator that this group called Senior Cits can actually continue to make a really incredible contribution. And finally, can I acknowledge what is the passion of my life, and it is regional Australia. I think it's the best part of the state. We're an incredible mosaic of towns and settlements across this state. And every time I descend in any part of the state, I'm just inspired by the awesome contributions and what towns are actually doing. And in particular, this ward, Tidy Towns, I think is an incredible mechanism to remind towns that, you know what, you don't get a second chance at first impressions. And to me, many of our country towns are dying. Many of them are losing businesses. Many of them just can't keep their young people. Many of them are certainly going through major depopulation. But there is the passion out there to rebuild. And part of that is to remind people in regional Australia the feel, the appearance, the appeal of our towns is critical in terms of people wanting to keep living out there, but above all, wanting to go out there and join other people. And we've got amazing examples of communities across this state that have really done things that have just lifted that appeal. You know, I'd love to hear about Greenbushes. For 25 years I had a rural property in Greenbushes, and I'm aware over a long period of time what people have done to take that small tin mining town and really promote it, and the Tidy Towns has been key to that. Last week I was with people in Margaret River and just listening to them talk about their passion and what they can actually do. And these kind of like initiatives really help. And as I said, it's not just about reducing the litter problem. It is about actually contributing to the economic viability of our communities. Because overwhelmingly, you do not get a second chance at first impressions. As people drive into these towns and they look at the main street and they look at the feel and they get the vibe very quickly. And many of our towns are tired, many of them are showing the signs of death. But it doesn't need to be like that. And as this week, I've spent time in 4 wheatbelt towns this week, I am just amazed at what people are doing to start to reinvent their community. Not just economically, but they recognise that a healthy community and a healthy economy are the two sides of the same coin. And they recognise that how they look and how they feel and the sense of community spirit in that town is so essential to the economic viability of that community. And your Tidy Towns initiative is really central to that. It's one tool that you can use to mobilise people to start looking at that town and beginning to look at what is it we love about this place? What are the assets we've got? What is it we can do to enhance those assets, and what is it we can do to build upon them? And to me, don't underestimate what this award and this kind of like this action can actually do in getting people building their sense of pride, but above all, not just thinking, but doing things in a very practical way to make their town better. Can I just close by saying that our small towns are never going to be reinvented from the top down or from the outside in. Every town that I know that is growing and becoming viable and sustainable, there's one thing in common: it's happening from within. It's happening because people who live there, who care about that place and are passionate about that place and are willing to give of their time, their energy and often their own resources to make things happen. That's where towns are starting to reinvent themselves in terms of where we are today. And this award makes a huge difference. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to be here and to be part of the Heritage and Culture Award, and to just say, you know what you do is more than just about litter. It is about building community, and building a community where other people will want to come and join us or stay with us, because you know what? It's a wonderful, wonderful place to live and work and raise a family. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for the privilege. I hand back to your MC to announce the things.
Thank you, Peter. Such incredibly true words, aren't they? We'd be delighted if you'll stay on the stage and present our State Heritage and Culture Award for today. Regional communities' history and cultures are fascinating and shape the communities we live in. The entrants submit a vast array of cultural projects in this category. Please cheer for our finalists today. Albany, Cervantes, Port and South Hedland, Southern Cross, Three Springs, and West Arthur.
And can I say the winner today is Southern Cross.
This amazing museum, run by volunteers at Southern Cross, is a cultural gem and displays historically significant records of the development of water, people and mining in the goldfields. Utilising grants from the Yilgarn Shire and the Lotteries Commission, the museum has been refitted with fantastic glass display cabinets. The incredible mining pavilion now boasts a cohesive display, and the hard work of volunteers has created a visually appealing record of life in the goldfields. Well done.
Your Excellency, Michael, Minister and distinguished guest, one and all. The great thing about everyone here in the room is there's no losers today. We're all winners, every single one of us. It's a funny thing about Southern Cross. You know, they named a star after us. And there's a reason why they did that, because the star, the Southern Cross, we think of it as containing 5 individual stars, but there's actually 2 others, because they forget about Alpha Centauri and Beta Centauri. And you know there are 7 categories in tidy towns? 7. So there's 7 stars really involving our town. And as the ancient mariners used to say, the Southern Cross will show us the way. So keep an eye on us, guys, because we are going to show you the way. We are back. Our tourism committee and our museum age back to one of the first buildings in our town. It was in fact the first mining registrar outside of Perth. It is the place that Paddy Hannon, yes, that man who founded the Golden Mile, first set off. He got his miners right here in Southern Cross. He walked a little way, a couple of 100 kilometres, not far, put in a good day's work. Then I think it took him about 2 hours to get back to register that claim. All the way back from our friends down there in Kalgoorlie. And here we are today. The museum is still standing today. And I'm a pilot. And I've always been taught that if you really want to navigate and find out where you're going, you must first learn where you've come from. And that is the importance of a museum. It gives us the history. It shows us where we've been. Therefore, we know where to go and how to get there.
It's an honour for us to get this. Our building is actually 130 years old next year. We've had Southern Cross is one of the quiet towns at the moment. We're battling to keep our volunteers. They're just starting to come out again because they realise that we have to do the work ourselves. We've been lucky. We've had 2 big grants that we've been able to get extra storage, extra display, cabinets, and it's given everybody a real boost. Thank you all.
Congratulations, Southern Cross, and thank you, Peter. I would now like to invite Jennifer Bloom, Deputy Chair of the Waste Authority, to present this year's Tidy Town State Award for Litter Prevention and Waste Management.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Waste Authority and our Chair Marcus Geisel, who's currently riding a motorbike across the Kimberley up into Darwin in 44-degree heat, where I'd rather be, everybody. It's my pleasure to present the Tidy Town State Litter Prevention and Waste Management Award. The award recognises innovation and achievements in litter prevention and in reducing and managing waste. Judges assess the innovative use of recovered resources, the integration of resource recovery, recycling and waste management activities into a broader waste management strategy, as well as education and awareness programs, literature and signage by local government or community groups. I've just been hearing about some rather interesting signage down at Walpole. The Waste Authority and Keep Australia Beautiful are working together so that our communities can have opportunities to implement recycling programs and manage litter. I am pleased that the Minister for the Environment has asked the Waste Authority to lead a review of the waste strategy. The review is an important opportunity to evaluate what has been achieved to date and to propose new ideas and priorities for improved outcomes. The Minister launched a consultation paper seeking community input to proposed amendments to the waste strategy at the Food Bank this morning. I urge you to visit the Waste Authority website to read the paper and make a submission. And I also urge anyone that if you get a chance to go down to the food bank and see what they're doing down there, that is absolutely amazing. And I just was blown away today what they're achieving and the numbers of meals that they're putting out from there. Fantastic. The Waste Authority's commitment to achieving the current waste strategy targets is delivered through a range of programs and initiatives funded from the Waste Avoidance and Resource Recovery account. I'd like to highlight a few of these initiatives. The Better Bins program is supporting local governments to upgrade their curbside waste collection systems to enable households to better separate their own waste. I hope there are some people here who now have access to a new and improved waste collection service. The Recycled Construction Products program provides incentives for local governments, state government agencies, regional councils and the private sector to use recycled construction and demolition products in civil works, such as road construction. It aims to alleviate dependence on new materials and ensure a market for recycled products. Through the Community and Industry Engagement Program, the state government engages with industry and community groups to promote better practice and innovation projects. By leveraging the expertise and networks of peak and specialist bodies, the Waste Authority seeks to achieve influence across a broad spectrum of the community. The Community and Industry Engagement Program also funds events that promote good waste management, as well as awards such as the Infinity Awards, that acknowledge the success of organisations pursuing effective waste practices and behaviours. Which brings us back to the reason we are here today. Projects and initiatives assessed in the litter prevention and waste management category included recycling bin tagging, which on completion showed a 44% drop in contamination, 2,500 bags of litter collected in one community in 1 year, waste management guidelines which resulted in 100% waste-free events, upgraded waste service facilities resulting in waste being easily redirected to recycling facilities, a new materials recovery centre including polystyrene recycling and community self-managed aluminium can recycling. And that's that. So over to the award.
Thanks, Jennifer. Wow, isn't that amazing? So let's celebrate our finalists for the Litter Prevention and Waste Management Award. They are Cocos Keeling Islands, Coral Bay, Kalgoorlie Boulder, Margaret River, Nannup, and Wickham.
Okay,
Today's
and
winner.
the winner is Nannup. Yes.
Nannup's Music Festival team has a considered and tactical approach to managing the litter created by the influx of 10,000 visitors to their town's festival over a weekend. Their incremental Little Green Steps initiatives have seen the implementation of stallholder guidelines and includes a washdown station provided by Keep Australia Beautiful grant. This now means that stallholders at the festival are required to have washable cutlery, crockery, resulting in 100% waste-free serving alternatives. Other initiatives include BYO bottles and refill water stations. Thank you, well done.
Nobody told me I don't have a speech, but thank you, and thank you to Keep Australia Beautiful for supporting all our small projects towards a more sustainable event, because festivals are fun, but it means that thousands of people come together, eat and drink, and litter. So yeah, thank you, and yeah, we'll keep trying for a plastic-free event.
Thank you, Jennifer, and congratulations, Nannup. I now have pleasure in inviting Michael Aspinall, Chairman of Keep Australia Beautiful Council, to present our next award, the Environmental Education Award.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Melanie. It is my pleasure to present the Tidy Town State Environmental Education Award. Raising awareness of environmental consequences caused by littering or other actions is a high priority for Keep Australia Beautiful. This award recognises an outstanding educational initiative, organisation or community for its innovative environmental advocacy and or awareness programme. All finalists projected in this category are being extensive outreach in their community with positive results, as well as some of the achieving state and national recognition or outcomes for their actions. Projects have included signage, advocacy on wetlands, a new ECO centre, or eco centre as most people like to call it, recycling and recycled workshops, waste education initiatives, and display a converted trailer for litter and microplastic analysis. It is my pleasure to present the award today, but first, Melanie, can you call out the nominees?
I certainly can. Let's celebrate our finalists for the Environmental Education Award. They are Jurien Bay, Kalgoorlie Boulder, Lehman, Margaret River, Preston Beach Fragile, and Walpole. And the winner is
Preston Beach.
The Friends of the Action Group for the Yalgarup Lakes Environment, or Fragile, are committed to educating people on the need to protect this precious lake system. This active group has developed a range of educational materials, held seminars and workshops, and presented at national environmental events. Information boards were designed and erected at locations around Lake Preston and the Bird Lookout. This was done with grant money from the Lotteries West and Waroona Council. These signs provide visitors with information on the importance of the wetlands and the unique flora and fauna found in this area. Well done.
Wow, that's a surprise. I had thought I had worked it all out, you see, that if you got 3 tickets, you were in the finalist, and if you only got 2, you were just a finalist. And we only got 2. So we just came for lunch. But I would like to say that this award here represents 12 years of work by our group. And we set off to stop 3 very large developers desecrating 110 kilometres of coastal lake beach. And we felt like David and Goliath. And I'm sure a lot of you will have felt exactly the same over the times. We felt that we were so small and so insignificant. The developers had so much money, so much power, and so much influence. And we had $20 entry fee to our group, and that was our capital. But there is this thing called perseverance, and I'm sure every single one of you will know what that means. Just keep going, and I say that to you all. And I thank everybody for this.
Congratulations, Preston Beach Fragile, and thank you, Michael. Cliffs Asia Pacific Iron Ore have been a long-term sponsor of Tidy Towns. It's a great pleasure to introduce to you Rochelle Lampard from Cliffs to present the Community Action and Wellbeing Award.
Her Excellency the Governor, Ministers, distinguished guests and the finalists here with us today. Good afternoon, my name is Rochelle Lampard and I have the pleasure to represent Cliffs Asia Pacific Iron Ore, who have been a proud supporter of these wonderful awards for the last 8 years. Cliffs is a global iron ore producer that operates a Coolionobbing iron ore mine 54 kilometres north of Southern Cross on the border of the Wheatbelt and Goldfield regions, and exports our products from the port of Esperance to our customers in Asia. Cliffs holds the highest regard for environmental stewardship and social responsibility and plays an active role in contributing to community life through a range of sponsorship programs and social initiatives. Our Cliffs Community Fund, which provides funding to support projects and or initiatives in the communities in which we operate. And Cliffs Cares Days, where our employees undertake volunteer hours within the community during work time, are just two examples of how our company proactively demonstrates our commitment to the development and wellbeing of community. A community's success is dependent upon people working together to achieve common environmental and social goals. At Cliffs, we recognise that community action needs to be recognised and rewarded and encouraged, and it gives me great pleasure today to present the Tidy Towns State Award for Community Action and Wellbeing. A community is made up of a range of factors, including the people, places and events that define it. Enhancing what a community can offer residents, or what residents can offer a community, may involve planning, individual and local government liaison, education, awareness programs, and community involvement and innovation. Many of the projects judged in this category contribute to building a strong sense of place in regional communities throughout the state. All finalists have undertaken outstanding projects. From painting a police building mural, which involves school students and the police working together, campaigning for a seawall to stop erosion, a new memorial park, which has become a focal point for the community, upgrades to a popular mountain bike trail, which included huge volunteer engagement, and redeveloping a town's facilities such as the swimming pool. All have only taken place through the action and collaboration of community members.
Excellent. Thank you, Rochelle. Okay, and now to we could cheer, but let's celebrate our finalists. Are we ready to cheer? They are Kalgoorlie Boulder. Well done. Parabadoo. Pemberton. Perenjeri. Quairading. And Seabird. And the winner is
Kalgoorlie Boulder.
In a time of increased tension, activating the Heart Walk Mural Festival brought a real sense of connectedness, purpose and vitality to the community. Through art, community members have a very real opportunity to change the story about Kalgoorlie Boulder. Local, Indigenous and West Australian artists created over 20 high-quality murals that were displayed in the windows of empty shops and blank walls in strategically located locations around the CBD, helping to transform the struggling city centre into a vibrant arts and cultural precinct and transform the CBD. The festival culminated in a walking tour and finale celebrations and activated an urban art scene that has acted as a catalyst for more community-driven ideas to blossom. Well done.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, as Mayor, I'm very proud to have won this. It has been a tough year, or a bit over a year ago, but the community is coming together in typical fashion. Kalgoorlie Boulder fights back, particularly when things get a bit tough. But really, I don't want to speak anymore. I really want to hand over the person of one of the people who have really earned this and driven this and many other aspects of our involvement here today, and that is Kim Eckhart. Well done, Kim.
Thank you, John. Your Excellency and everyone, thank you. As John mentioned, it is the community that is driven by all the actions that we do, and I believe in sad times and in tough times we all pull together and do everything we can to make everything better, and I believe that we truly have in Kalgoorlie Boulder done that. We've had many projects throughout the year, and I'm really proud to be able to be here and accept this award. Thank you to Tidy Towns, Keep Australia Beautiful, Shirley, all the sponsors, Cliffs award, for the award, and congratulations to everyone here, because we all have the same goals for our communities, so thank you.
Well done. Thank you, Rochelle, and congratulations, Kalgoorlie Boulder. Keep Australia Beautiful has a major sponsor in Main Roads, and they're a key partner in the fight against highway litter. If I could please welcome Brett Belstead from the Director of Network Management to present this year's General Appearance Award.
Thank you. It's my pleasure this afternoon to present the Tidy Towns State General Appearance Award. Main Roads has a partnership with Keep Australia Beautiful WA and continues to bring improvements and education on litter prevention and the management along our roads and highways. Jointly, we have implemented the regional roadside litter prevention trial on 4 major roads and has had a really good impact, reducing by up to 70% on those roads. We've installed 55 anti-litter signs around the state, and we've made the process for groups wanting to conduct cleanups along roadsides far easier than it has been in the past. We've also promoted the unsecured loads message around the state, and that's had a significant impact on road safety with less stuff on the road to hit if you look at the road stats. Main Roads has also funded the assembly of 10,000 outback packs provided to travellers to help them manage their litter and not throw it out the window. Together we have implemented some great initiatives and are looking forward to continue to work together so that we can make it even better than it is now. It's an ongoing problem that we continue to fight. The General Appearance Award was reintroduced this year in recognition that communities are proud of their towns and a high amount of volunteer and shire time is spent on improvements benefiting locals. First impressions are also important, and communities' entrance statement and the main street beautification can be a visual feast. My job, funnily, with Main Roads is driving around the state a fair bit, and I do see many towns, and it's a real pleasure to drive into a town, and I've seen many examples showing what people are doing, and they should be very proud. And accordingly, there were 29 communities that entered their projects and initiatives into this category, included CBD developments, improving streetscapes and lanes, installing new signage, as well as communities focusing on litter pickups. So I'll throw back to Melanie and she can go through and tell us who the finalists are.
Thank you, Brett. Okay, our finalists for this year's General Appearance Award are Augusta, Cocos Keeling Islands, Collie, Kalgoorlie Boulder, Wongan Hills, and Yalgoo. And the winner is...
Yalgoo.
Would the mighty Yalgoo team please come forward? Yalgoo is a small town, 500 k's northeast of Perth. This year, the Yalgoo Community, Shire, MEDAC employees and volunteers have been working hard to improve the appearance of the Shire's Community Hall and Main Street. The outcomes of their collective efforts is evident in the attractive and colourful outdoor area, including pathways of stone, recycled timber and colourful mosaics, recycled and painted concrete containers, and areas ready for screen planting, bush tucker plants, shaded seating and fruit trees. Congratulations, Yalgoo.
Well, I must admit, wasn't really expecting that. We've got a couple of councillors here today, but I really must admit the staff that were involved, that contributed to this, really do get involved with the community. Our Community Development Officer, our Family Services Officer have really worked with the community that we have. The changes that we've seen even in the past 2 to 3 years have just been really immense. It's something that you wouldn't really see anywhere else. And I'm really proud to be associated with what the community's done in Yalgoo. It's come a long way, and we've got a really bright future. So this is a great pleasure, so thanks to everyone.
I'd just like to make comment to our community people that make all this possible. I get slightly involved, but not to the extent of the community. I've worked off Peter Kenyon's philosophies for a lot of years. Mainly because my own way of thoughts are very aligned with Peter's. And I think everybody should take a a book home of Peter Kenyon, yeah. and it's taken 8 years, I think, to change the mindset of our people, but they're becoming a very strong community because of that way of approach, I suppose, under Peter Kenyon's philosophy. Yeah. So thank you, Peter.
Congratulations, Yalgu, and thank you, Greg. Okay, now we'd just like to take the opportunity to actually acknowledge the fact that we have people from all over the state here today. We've got people from the Cocos Island Shire Council, we've got people from Walpole, we've got people from Nana, we've got entrants from Parabadoo, we've got representatives from Margaret River and the Shire of Augusta, we've got representatives from Coral Bay, we've got entrants from Southern Cross, we've got entrants from Augusta, we've got entrants from Greenbushes. We've had people travel from the Shire of Bridgetown and Blackwood Basin. We've got representatives from the Harvey and Waroona Shire Councils. We've had people travel all the way from Three Springs. We've got Yalgu. We have representatives from Quairading and Cervantes. We've got the town of Port Hedland, and we've got the Shire of Perenjeri. We've got representatives from Wongan Hills. We've got entrants from Seabird. We've got people from West Arthur. We've got representatives from Albany, Kalgoorlie, Boulder. We've got representatives from Collie and Jurien Bay. We've had people from all over the state, and it's really fantastic to have you all here today, representatives, showing that we're doing a great job across the board. So I think you all deserve a big hand. Well done. And now can I please ask Dr. Kenneth Parker to the stage to present a Special Commendation Award from the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries and Communities.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is my pleasure to present a highly commended award today on behalf of the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries. Our aim is to drive greater collaboration between state government agencies, local government and the community sector for the benefit of all Western Australian communities. We work with those organisations in diverse areas such as sport, culture and the arts, racing, gaming and liquor, and local government. Some people have described us as the Department of the Weekend. The Department has supported the highly commended award for multiple years, and we are proud to be part of these awards that recognise the vibrant communities working together to make Western Australia a better place to live. This year's highly commended award is presented to a community that perhaps has a bit of a natural advantage over some of its competitors. It is my pleasure to present the 2017 highly commended award to the Cocos Keeling Islands. Roughly 3,000 kilometres northwest of Perth, Cocos Keeling Islands are one of two Indian Ocean territories. It has an extraordinary history and culturally is unlike any other place in Australia. The small isolated community has entered Tidy Towns twice before, the last time in 2008. And the judges have been impressed by the development and progress that the islands have made in all award categories that have been presented today. 82% of residents have been involved in volunteering. I actually wonder what the other 18% are doing, I suppose, but this year's judges commend Zavidi Abin, if I said it correctly, who I understand is here with us today. Zavidi introduced rugby league to the Cocos and gives freely of his time to mentor young people. The Cocos Keeling Islands are an island paradise, but the remoteness and size can present huge challenges for waste management. In November 2016, the Shire and the community opened a new materials recovery centre, and in this facility glass and aluminium and other materials are recycled. In March 2017, the community participated in the Marine Debris Project and collected over 50,000 items of rubbish from beaches and are looking at ways to track ocean pollution and find solutions. Congratulations to the Cocos Keeling Islands.
The other 18%, they're probably fishing. But we are a very small and unique islands, 27 islands. Two that we live on, Home Island, West Island. Home Island's made up of majority of Cocos Malays, and we have our difficulties. We're treated like a different country at times, so therefore we've got issues with quarantine. We don't have a rubbish tip because if we dig 1 metre in the ground, we get water. So these are significant barriers that we've had to overcome. But overcome we have, and in particular the last 2 years, we've done some amazing stuff, but perhaps I'm a little bit biased. How we got here. I remember going to the 2J Awards a couple of years ago, having a look at what Tidy Towns was all about. I thought, what can I do to make sure we win an award? What can the Shire do? What can a community group do? But the one thing that stood out to me, that this is not an award for an individual or an award for an individual community group. This is a community award, and the community must come together to make this happen. And make it happen we have. You heard a number of projects we've done, and they're only just a couple of the many hundreds of projects we've done in the last 2 years. So it's been a fairly busy year. On Home Island, but particularly proud of the Cocos Malays there. Now, for those who haven't been to Cocos, and I encourage everyone to come, Tuesdays and Saturdays is the flight, the best beach in Australia, and I'll even buy you a beer if you turn up. But on Home Island, hands down, Yalgoo. On Home Island, they love their polo shirts. So a different polo shirt for every group. Whether it's the seniors group, the youth group, the fishing group, or whatever. Now just go back to just last Sunday. We had beach cleanups on both Home Island and West Island. We had 38 personnel from the Ocean Protector come ashore and join us. That included Border Force, Navy and civilian people. They were outnumbered 4 to 1. But the thing that sticks in my mind is the different colours. The different colours of all the Home Island polo shirts. There was the bright yellow of the seniors. It was the bright red of the Youth Council. It was the blue shirts from the fishing groups. And then it was the multicolour shirts from the Home Island Sport Recreation Association. And they're just a few of the many that were there. It really illustrates that for these awards, it's the community and you need community involvement. And I encourage everyone in every community to get involved in Tidy Towns and to make your town a tidy town. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken, and congratulations, Cocos Keeling Islands. This year's state winner will represent Western Australia in the National Tidy Towns Awards held in Barmera, a small community in South Australia. I now invite last year's Tidy Towns state winner to come forward with some words of wisdom. Greenbushes represented our state and attended the National Awards in Tasmania.
Your Excellency, the Honourable Kerry Sanderson, Governor of WA, the Honourable Stephen Dawson, Minister for Environment, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. The past 12 months has been huge, at the very least, for the small community of Greenbushes and our Tidy Towns volunteers. From September last year to today, we have moved from one event to the next, seemingly being calm and serene on the surface, but pedalling away furiously underneath. The National Judge's visit in March was a real highlight, but a lot of work. The National Judge Jill Grant and State Program Manager Shirley Brindley visited Greenbushes over 2 half days, with an evening event thrown in so that they could meet all the wonderful volunteers in our town. We did organise a very exhausting itinerary for both of those ladies, but they managed to keep up. And we showcased as many of our variety of projects as we possibly could and arranged for them to meet as many of our volunteers and business people as we possibly could also. The trip to Tribunna in Tasmania in May was a real eye-opener. It's a lovely part of Tasmania and wonderful to see the community so proud of their town and their region. Their gateway project into their town was very new, a purposely built gateway project with ablutions and displays for visitors was absolutely wonderful to see. Their village concept, where they have their men's shed and their op shop and craft groups all gathering in one block of land in the centre of town was absolutely great.
And we were particularly impressed with their high school, their kitchen garden project for their primary children to grow plants and then use them in their meals at school. And they've moved on with their high school students into agricultural crops. And we were even more impressed with their sports program and outdoor education with all their bikes and kayaks and camping equipment. They could go off on all these wonderful adventures. So it was really great to go and see what they were doing. I guess our strength as a Tidy Towns group is in our closeness of being a very small community, in that a lot of our volunteers are spread over many groups, so they reappear in several groups. And this all helps when we sit down to plan our Tidy Towns submissions and projects. This sharing has grown with each year with the participation in the Tidy Towns program. And we are continuing with our projects. We haven't put down our tools just yet. We have a new community shed just about to open. So it's not just a men's shed, it's a community shed where men and women can go along and create their craft and equipment. Our community garden is going from strength to strength. It's been ongoing now for about 7 years, started from a bare block with nothing on it, and it's now a thriving garden, and encouraging community residents to come along for morning teas and to get involved. So it's a wonderful program. Also involving and encouraging our students to get involved as well. And our wetlands project, we have Per here from the Blackwood Basin Group, and they have been working for the last 4 years on the Waterbird Wetlands program, and that's just finished this June. But we're hoping in a year or two to have another project, Dumpling Gully, in our old water supply area, to come online and be developed for passive recreation and tourism attractions. So watch this space. Words of encouragement. Small things can make a difference. We've heard about the picking up one bit of litter. A new sign here and a painted bench there can all make a difference. Someone in our community suggested painting our street benches, which were just wooden, no paint. And I thought, oh yes, that's a nice little project. But it turned out to be absolutely eye-opening. We painted all the street benches, put little messages of thoughtful messages on them, and the visitors have absolutely gone mad over our painted benches. So it's just one little thing that can showcase a community and community spirit. People are the key, our volunteers. So involve as many volunteers and groups as you possibly can, especially schools and youth groups. There are so many wonderful ideas out there, and the ideas might seem a bit out of the box to start with, but give them an opportunity and you never know what might come out. Also, we've found that keeping lines of communication open with our Shire is absolutely great for us. We are in a merged Shire, Bridgetown Greenbushes, but the Shire have been very supportive of us. They listen to our ideas, they advise us and assist us where possible. And some great work has been done by the Shire workers. We're also very lucky, I guess, in our little corner to have mining companies on board as well, who are very helpful when it comes to heavy machinery and some manpower at the last minute. We are, I guess, lucky that we have a lot of creative people in our little town and neighbouring towns to help us along. But our ideas come down to earth a little bit when it comes to the money side of things. So that's always, you have to be a little bit creative there. The grant funds, as we know, are a little bit harder to come by now. We had some wonderful projects come on board with royalties for regions, but we have to look a little bit harder now. But keep those options open, and I encourage you all to just keep dreaming, keep thinking of those big thoughts, and great things will happen. In closing, I would like to congratulate all the category winners today and congratulate everyone here from all the towns, all the great work that you do. And I would like to also congratulate the state winner to be announced. and I wish them all the best for the next 12 months. Thank you.
Thank you, Leonie. It's wonderful to hear what's been happening with the state winners from last year. Thank you, Leonie. And now the moment is here. Now we will recognise a community for its outstanding commitment to making a difference with what they have. We are honoured to invite Her Excellency to the stage to present this year's Tidy Town State Award. These communities have all displayed consistent community action and demonstrate what is possible when community members, local governments, business and community resource centres work together. Our finalists for the 2017 Tidy Town State title will now be announced. They are Albany, Cocos Keeling Islands, Jurien Bay, Kalgoorlie Boulder, Margaret River, and West Arthur. And the winner is?
The winner is Kalgoorlie Boulder.
Kalgoorlie Boulder has been a long-term entrant in tidy towns, and their dedication has now paid off. The whole of sustainable community approach by the council to preserve and care for their environment and the community is to be applauded. Organisational collaboration is evident, resulting in major projects such as energy, litter prevention and water initiatives being achieved. Kalgoorlie Boulder Urban Landcare Group is one group that has grown considerably to include community and shire connectedness. For example, the removal of a staggering 750 tonnes of invasive cacti was the result of interagency collaboration. The expansion of the Eco Centre with new facilities enables increased community and TAFE engagement. The whole of Kalgoorlie Boulder is to be applauded. Well done.
Thank you, Your Excellency, and ladies and gentlemen. This is indeed a great honour. At times in the goldfields it is a bit difficult because of our environment. We don't have beaches, but then again we don't have sharks. But one of the projects we are working on is getting a special beach up there. The only argument is that we're going to have waves in it, or is it going to be a still beach, but we're working on that. Look, when I say we don't have beaches, we do have, and it annoys me when people say, oh, you're from Kalgoorlie, you're up in the desert. And I say to them, can you show me where it is? I've never found it. We are in what is called the Great Western Woodlands. I think it is the most beautiful part of Australia. It is unique, and all due respects to Margaret River, you've got some lovely wineries down there, but you know, everywhere in the world's got wineries. Albany's got lovely beaches. There's beaches all around Australia. There is only one Great Western Woodlands. The vegetation, the scenery is unique and stunning. And when people do go there, and they do come to the goldfields, they're amazed. So we had a lady the other day at a conference and said, I'm in my 50s, I've never been to Cal, lived in Western Australia all my life. What an amazing city. You know, the bush around here, stunning. And I'm just so proud of what we have and what we've done of it. We can still do a lot more. And it's people like Kim and others, not me, who do the work, who bring our community together. And as I said to you, 12 months ago we had the tragic death of a young boy, and it has been a pretty hard 12 months. But we're coming out of that, and in a way it's united us as a community, and we'll be better for it in the long run. And this award will go a long way to helping all those people who do that volunteerism. They'll proudly see this award, and don't worry, we're going to post it up around town a fair bit. So they'll see that, and it's those people who do all the work who will see that and say, yes, I played a part in that, and that makes me feel good. As you can see what happened, Leonie, with Greenbushes, how you felt and what you did with that award last year. I hope we can emulate you. Thanks very much, everyone.
Your Excellency and everyone here today, I'm extremely honoured to be living in Kalgoorlie-Boulder, and I went there nearly 10 years ago, and I just absolutely fell in love with the place and the community spirit, and that's what drives me to achieve everything that I'm wanting to achieve, but as a community, because as everyone here has said today, it's the community and it's the people that make the place. And living regionally has its challenges as well, apart from everything else. But if we all work together, we can certainly all make a difference. So thank you.
Congratulations, Kalgoorlie-Boulder, and thank you, Your Excellency. The 2017 winners, yes, we should give them, if you want to give them another award, let's give them that. A very well-deserved hand of applause. The 2017 winners and finalists book will be available online at the Tidy Towns webpage on the Keep Australia Beautiful website. But that's all for this year. Congratulations, everyone. You've done a fantastic job. See you next year.